Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have a cafe in Cape Town that offers ice cream in African flavors. Nature photographers highlighting the beauty and fragility of the earth. And we take a look at the controversy around rapper Meek Mill's music video shoot in Ghana. Let's go. And we'll begin the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. In music news, Nigerian star Burna Boy has been confirmed to be performing at this year's Coachella Music Festival. That is according to the organizers. This will be the singer's second time performing at the festival. In 2020, Burna Boy reportedly threw a fit over the small font used for his name on the Coachella artist lineup. Coachella 2023 will also feature Mexican megastar Bad Bunny, K-pop group Blackpink, and American R&B artist Frank Ocean. And in some film news, Tyler Perry's upcoming Netflix film 6888 has lined up an all-star cast led by Kerry Washington and Oprah Winfrey. The film is based on the true story of an all-black, all-female World War II battalion. Perry directed and produced the film, as well as writing the screenplay based on an article by Kevin M. Highmore in World War II History magazine that sheds the light on the 6,888th Postal Directory Battalion of 855 black women. And let's go to Cape Town in South Africa. When Tapiwa Guza first started making ice creams 12 years ago, he never imagined that he would one day be whisking pumpkin puree and milk together to make an African-flavored ice cream at a cafe in Cape Town. The Zimbabwean ice cream maker says that he wants to change the narrative on Africa-made products. Let's take a look.
Tapiwa Guza is now offering African-flavored ice cream in his cafe in Cape Town. Hailing from Zimbabwe, the 36-year-old chef wants to educate locals and visitors on flavors from the continent and correct the narrative that things made in Africa are second-rate or are not as tasty.
Started to try to address that problem we're seeing in the world where we as Africans don't value ourselves and consequently we don't get to enjoy our own foods as much as we should be.
Located in the bohemian suburb of Observatory, the Tapi Tapi Cafe offers ice cream flavor combinations of indigenously sourced food like pumpkin, popped maize, peanuts, sweet potato, clay, and sam, a mushy dish made of dried corn kernels. Every flavor he makes has a story behind it.
Today we've made a few different flavors. The first one is pumpkin and peanut butter. That's inspired by a dish called nopi from Zimbabwe, and it's exactly that. It's pumpkin puree together with peanut butter. And then I've also done rooibos and sweet potato jam, and it's quite common in Zimbabwe as well to eat tea with sweet potatoes instead of bread, for just a difference in flavor. And then I've also done clay, and we've used clays from around Africa a lot, and this is clay from Zimbabwe. It gives you a nice earthy, caramelly kind of fudgy texture and flavor.
Guza says people often bring him ingredients from other parts of the continent, who get a free tub of ice cream in return. Customers like Clive Sabanda said they found the flavors surprising and heartwarming.
Growing up, we knew that ice cream can be vanilla, something that is just not from here. Now, if you eat something like sam, it's something that we grew up eating. At the same time, it just makes you connect. It connects you with your childhood.
Nature photographers from around the world expressed their sentiments about an ever-changing planet in a contest sponsored by the Nature Conservancy, an environmental nonprofit. VOA's Julie Tebo has more on the winning images.
Dewdrops shimmer like diamonds on this purple heart flower. A fan-throated lizard catches some sun on a wind farm in India. And a drone shot of a secluded highway in Tibet reveals a tree shape formed by erosion. These are just a few images by photographers who captured unique aspects of nature in hopes of raising awareness of the beauty and fragility of our ever-changing planet. The photos are among the winners of a contest by the Nature Conservancy, an environmental nonprofit. The competition drew 100,000 entries from 196 countries and territories.
This contest brings the world's photographers to our fingertips and our computer screens. We get to see every corner of the globe through another person's perspective.
Florian Ledoux captured this image of a polar bear nursing her cubs in an abandoned Russian coal mining settlement in Norway.
For me, this image is a statement that in the future, our society might collapse and animals, wildlife, nature will still be there.
It always takes a little while before the animals get used to you.
Coyote Peterson, a competition judge and the host of the Brave Wilderness Adventure series on YouTube, chose Ledoux's image.
I just felt that everything about that image was incredibly powerful. An animal is going to do whatever it needs to do to fight to survive. And when it comes to a mother taking care of her young, it didn't matter what the backdrop was. She was there for her baby, and that really spoke to me.
Capturing the image of this leopard carrying the corpse of a female vervet monkey with its baby still hanging on was a heart-wrenching experience for photographer Shafiq Mullah of Zambia.
When I first posted this picture on Instagram, I had a lot of negative comments coming in. Like, why did you save the monkey and how can you be so cruel? It was very emotional and also heartbreaking also. But us wildlife photographers, we can't interfere in nature.
For photographer Kaylee Che, who lives in Australia, finding and photographing bioluminescent mushrooms is a magical experience. Her shot of what she's nicknamed ghost mushrooms, due to their eerie green glow, won first prize in the plants and fungi category.
So those mushrooms look quite ordinary in daylight, but comes in the nighttime, they are like a totally different species altogether. It glows, and you feel like you're in a fairyland somehow when you're photographing them. You know, it's just amazing. Like, it's almost a spiritual experience.
While each photo is unique, they all serve as reminders of nature's beauty, fragility, and resilience, and a reminder of the importance of protecting and preserving natural wonders. Julie Tabo, VOA News, Washington.
US rapper Meek Mill apologized to Ghanaians for secretly filming a music video in Jubilee House, that is the country's presidential palace. Meek Mill eventually removed the video from his Instagram. Here is more on the backlash that prompted that apology. Let's take a look. Rapper Meek Mill has apologized for filming a music video inside Ghana's presidential palace and following backlash by Ghanaians for what many said was a disrespect to the country. In a series of tweets, the Philadelphia rapper explained that he, quote, never meant to disrespect the people of Ghana, saying that his intentions in filming the video within the presidential palace were to, quote, make the connection between black people in America and Africa, adding that in America we did not know this existed and was excited to show because they don't show Ghana in our media much. So I will take responsibility for my mistake. It was not intentional, Meek Mill tweeted. The video clip has since been removed from Mill's Instagram page. Atu Tamaklo is a Ghanaian reporter based in Accra. He tells me that Ghanaians were angry at what they viewed as a disregard by the rapper for the country's norms, including the respect for Jubilee House, seen by many Ghanaians as a symbol of royalty, custom, and tradition.
I think the reaction has been unanimous, a unanimous condemnation of his conduct, his dressing to the presidential palace, and even the video that he took within that palace. That's the three areas that people have been upset with. Of course, the other bit being the language and the sort of words that he said in that particular song. People felt, yes, it was not very respectful to use the sort of expressions he used in that song. And also the level of access is that because it's something that is not done. It is not part of the protocol that people or individuals or organizations would walk into the presidential palace and use that facility for their own commercial purposes.
And that sentiment is shared by Festus Asante in Accra.
He did not understand the culture here in Ghana. There are certain places, I don't know I'm pretty sure that's how it's in existence in other places. But especially in Ghana, there are places that we accord a certain level of respect. That is where the issue stems from. The majority of people are going to feel that it is a disrespect to the people of Ghana, to the whole country. And that is where the backlash has come from. So if he had understood the culture, if he had understood the nuances that we in Ghana, we practice our culture with, I don't think this issue would have come up. He would have understood that you can shoot a video probably almost anywhere, but certain places, they are almost literally sacrosanct.
But how did Meek Mill come to be in Jubilee House in the first place, and what was the actual purpose of his visit? Atsu explains.
Just to take us back a bit and to give a bit of background to all of these A-list visits to the Jubilee House. A few years ago, the president thought that in order to boost tourism and the economy, it was important to project Ghana as not just a holiday destination, but the home for every man or woman of Black descent to just come to Ghana, have a feel of the country, enjoy some holidays here. And if you're minded to, or if you've got the capacity, set up a business or invest into the economy. And so he traveled to the Caribbean, he went to the United States. Everywhere there were Black people, he pitched this idea that if you want a place to invest, if you want a place to live, to holiday, Ghana is the go-to place. So they started the Year of Return campaign in 2020. The year after that was after the return. So, and it goes without saying that it has been a resounding success, because since that time, we have seen tourism numbers shoot up.
Los Angeles-based conductor Charles Dickerson is convinced that every metropolitan area with a big African-American population should have a classical youth orchestra to help take local kids off the streets. He created the largest majority Black youth orchestra in the U.S. VOA's Jenia Dulo reports.
Every year, the celebration of Martin Luther King Day is very special for Holman United Methodist Church in South Los Angeles. Dr. King preached here in the month prior to his assassination in 1968. This year, at the church, the Inner City Youth Orchestra of Los Angeles is performing choral and orchestral setting of King's famous speech, I Have a Dream, and premiering a setting of Amanda Gorman's poem, The Hill We Climb.
Personally, it resonates because, as her words say, I am also a Black girl that has descended from slaves, and it just marks, or just paints a picture of how far we've come as a people and as a nation.
Charles Dickerson is the author of both settings. A professional conductor for over 40 years, he remembers how in the summer of 2009, young musicians from the South Los Angeles, known for its primarily African-American population, approached him, asking to create a youth orchestra.
There are youth orchestras all over the United States. Most of them are in suburbs. Most of them are in outlying areas, not in inner city areas. They're in areas where there is great wealth. They're in areas that are very Anglo. They're in areas that are not diverse, hardly in any possible way. They are really pretty much in areas that are somewhat affluent. There aren't youth orchestras in the middle of the ghetto, and that's where these young people live. And they can play just as well, if not better.
Dickerson's vision for the future involves creating similar orchestras in every city in the U.S. with a substantial number of young Black people. Currently, he is developing the Southside Chicago Youth Orchestra. Jenia Dulo for VOA News, Los Angeles.
Thank you so much for watching VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more on your entertainment news, check us out at voaafrica.com. We are also on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.